What?
This
I
is
don't know what
Gages.
Welcome,
you're talking
everybody, to this
We're
week's edition
live!
of the BudHole Bit, presented by Gages Rage.
Yeah.
Do you know how you
He's like, what
how
the
you made
fuck
this
did
one
I
happen?
do?
I have no fucking idea how.
Well, we're about to tell you. Last week, you made a comment on the podcast, on record, saying that Dasani water is essentially gross Coke. So, Scott and I took it upon ourselves to dive in deep into the hard facts of the Dasani water case. And we have facts for you now to bring to you live or later, depending on when you're listening.
I
I told
forgot
a
about this
lot
one.
of people this Dasani stuff in the last week, so I'm excited to hear this. Anyone who would listen to me, I was like, did you know Dasani does this and this? So hopefully it wasn't fake news.
They add
Well, you're
salt to
about
their
to
water.
find out.
We took Gage's big points. We took each of Gage's big points that he used as a driving force, and we did extensive research, hours and hours of research, quite frankly. I've lost 3 pairs of underwear over this.
Oh, sick.
And it
Deep
wasn't just
diving
from
Gage's-
drinking the Dasani water.
No, it's been a number of reasons, mostly not leaving my chair because I've been researching so much.
First off, how many of you drink Dasani?
One.
Wouldn't touch it.
All right, we're gonna come back and ask this question again at the end of the podcast, and we're gonna see if we have the same amount of hands up. Like Star was
as
the
I
only
said-
one. I don't know if we can see everybody. I don't know, like when the recording shows, it just pops up whoever's talking. But Star did raise his hand. Dasani is gross.
Yes, it is. And with that being said, first part of this podcast, we broke down Gage's takes and we did extensive research, and we'll bring you some information regarding them right now.
And at the end of it,
Yes.
we're going to do a butthole scale of legitimacy. So Gage's take versus how legitimate the answer actually comes out to be. So we're going to give you a scale on 1 to 10 buttholes.
All
That
right.
is correct. First point, Gage made in last week's bit episode, they add salt to Dasani to make you more thirsty. Gage, can you confirm that you said that?
I can confirm that I said that.
Okay. His it has additive. This is now the research that we've done. We can confirm that it has additives such as, and most notably, these 3. Potassium chloride, which adds the salty flavor to which makes you more thirsty, confirming Gage's take.
Hey, 1 for 1.
Magnesium sulfate. Magnesium sulfate is a natural occurring mineral that's important for many systems in the body, especially the muscles and nerves. Magnesium sulfate also increases water in the intestines. It is used as a laxative to relieve occasional constipation, and not all external uses for magnesium sulfate have been approved by the FDA. Epsom salt should not be used in place of medication prescribed to you by your doctor. And the third is trace amounts of sodium minerals. Kind of a sketchy ingredient, isn't it?
By sodium minerals, you just mean salt, right?
Well, that's all it says. When they're breaking down ingredients,
Sodium
they're
chloride, baby. NaCl.
supposed to give you what the fuck the ingredients are, not just sodium minerals. Like, what the fuck kind of ingredient is that?
You know, I was actually looking at this Ice Mountain water, free promo, and all it says is spring water. Like, what a fucking concept.
It's fucking wild, boys. It's fucking wild.
Did you know that back in 2004, Dasani's had three major issues, like big time scandals. And back in 2004, it had a big beef with in the UK. So it was like right after Aquafina for Pepsi launched for the water, and it was a big hit. So they came up with Dasani, and they brought it over into the UK, and essentially it's just tap water. It's filtered tap water. It's not from natural springs like Ice Mountain is. It literally, you could just turn your water on in your sink and run it through a Brita filter, and you got the same shit as Dasani minus the added salt. So they weren't even taking the water from like a decent part of the UK. It was one of their lower areas in the country. And so once citizens found out about that, they were pretty pissed off about it, drinking their sink water for $2 a pop. And so they didn't end up recalling anything from that, but I think it was like a couple months later within the same year. Turns out they were adding like potassium bromate or bromate something, which has been linked to causing cancer in mice and rats. And so they were essentially adding cancer-causing ingredients to their water, for taste.
Bastards.
Which it's
Good
the
guy.
Coca-Cola company. So are you really surprised by it?
All
right.
I have some interesting facts on Coke later, but I like Coke.
Did you find out anything about the fizziness of it?
Oh, don't you worry. We have that. Don't you worry. That was one of Gage's big takes.
Yeah, because it fucking pops like a soda pop, man.
Next point from Gage's take on last week's BudHole Bit episode. Dasani is gross Coke. Gage, can you confirm that you said this?
What did I say? Dasani is gross. What?
Coke.
Gross Coke.
Oh yeah, I did say that.
It was the name
right.
of the podcast. Of course, you said it.
So after now going through one full pair of underwear, here's where I lost my second pair doing research on this take. Dasani is a brand of bottled water created by the Coca-Cola Company, launched in 1999 after the success of Pepsi Company's Aquafina. It is one of many brands of Coca-Cola bottled water sold around the world. The product is tap water, filtered, and then bottled. So the
How much
verdict,
do you think the bottled water industry is worth?
Damn. Trillions.
Do you have a trillion amount? Like 3
6.9
trillion,
trillion.
6.9 trillion. Star?
I have no guess.
Scott?
I have no clue, dude. Billions.
It's actually 200 billion,
Yeah.
Damn.
which is still a lot. I think Coke is worth 170 billion right now.
That's insane.
Crazy. No wonder they wanted to get in on that. Couldn't miss out on that
No.
money.
Shit. So the verdict on Gage's take that Dasani's gross Coke. Coke does indeed bottle Dasani, and the water is gross, also known as gross Coke.
So, yeah.
That's not-
On a scale of 10, what would you rate the BudHole level of legitimacy on that one?
It's a 9.5.
It's
That's the highest rating you've ever given.
I know.
I would give it a dyslexic 6.9, 9.6.
There it is. There it is.
I'd give it a 0.69.
Out of 1 or out of 0.7.
Yeah, out of 0.7. I don't know. It is made by the Coca-Cola Company, so you got that going for you. But it is not the same ingredient, so it's not like it's just gross Coke.
Pepsi is gross.
Exactly. And RC is gross Pepsi.
No. When you have the same acidic value as Coca-Cola, but you have none of the good flavors, and actually you just have shit flavors, that's where my comparison gets to gross Coke.
It's wild.
And also, if you're going to get the same amount of cancer from drinking this delicious Coca-Cola or this gross-ass gross Coke, I would rather drink the Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
I think I might be
we're
able
gonna-
to get my hands on some pH tests, and I might have to do this tomorrow and verify your pH theory.
I
You
do
know-
have the pH test. I didn't know we were doing this. We were running with this one quite yet, because I was going to collect as many different bottled waters as I could find and show you guys. You know,
I'd be
water's supposed to be basic, and then here you have Dasani, which is acidic. It doesn't even make sense, boys.
I'd be willing to bet that Coca-Cola causes more obesity than Dasani does.
Yeah,
until they start adding sugar to Dasani, because they hear us complaining about how shit the flavor is.
And hear
no,
us,
they don't care.
will.
They'll just add more salt.
And they will hear us. We will be heard. We will not be shot down.
I love this. Best.
You love Dasani?
Yeah. If I'm
You
spending on water, which I typically don't, I will buy Dasani.
Why though? It's
'Cause
like you have to gulp it.
The best.
Yeah.
You have to,
Do you
you
buy
have to like force it down.
2 bottles so that after you drink the first one and you're still thirsty, you can drink another?
There has to be an actual reason that they add that.
It's for flavoring. That's
No,
what they say
you
on their
don't
bottle.
need-
They say it's
You don't need flavor to water. They literally add salt because the only place it's a viable fucking option is when it's the only option. You know? We
Have
said
you
this
seen
last
the
week.
pandemic photos of all the aisles of water? And the only thing left at Costco is Dasani, and it's cases and cases of Dasani water left over.
Yeah, it's because they weren't having any deals on gross Coke.
Regular
I
Coke is
see-
right over there. It's on sale.
I think I see our next big T-shirt idea. Dasani is just gross Coke.
I've seen
Or
the
we
same
could
pictures.
just start slinging empty bottles of water out of my house and just slap a gross Coke label on it.
No, I'm telling you, the only place people buy Dasani is when there's literally no other fucking option. Like a movie
Like at a
theater
Twins
or
game.
yeah, the Twins game, a sporting event where Coca-Cola is the brand, and it's like, okay, I either have to choose the warm drinking fountain that's unfiltered, that doesn't have salt in it, so I guess it's a little better, or I could drink this shit Dasani and have to buy another 20 minutes later.
I'm in the desert. I found a case of Dasani, or I can fill up my water bottle with my own piss. What am I going to do? Drink my own piss.
Start
For
pissing.
sure. For sure.
Dasani is
Human-
wicked bad, dude.
Human urine or gross Coke? Which one do you guys choose? Go.
Gross Coke.
Uh,
10 times.
who's urine?
Well, I made very sure I said human urine, not your urine, just human urine. It might be Harvey Weinstein's. Who knows?
Fuck, if it really comes down to it and it's life
Yeah.
or death, you drink human urine.
I'm all aboard the human urine train as long as it's
Yeah,
not
me
mine.
too.
Mine's
Can we
fine.
clip that audio? I'm all aboard the human urine train.
I'm going to put you guys to this test. I'm going to kidnap all of you, throw you in the desert, and drop a case of Dasani and see if you drink it.
Piss in my mouth.
You guys are all going to be
Thirsty.
running for piss. Pissing in
Dasani's not even good to rinse your body with.
Just steals all the minerals off your skin.
You know what we should do? We should do a blind water test. You know, like they do the difference between Coke and Pepsi and whatever. We should do Ice Mountain, Dasani, Aquafina, and whatever other ones we want to add in for fun.
You get too many waters, it gets tough, but we should try that out. That'd be fun.
We
I'd say
should
3
do
or 4.
a water bracket on Twitter.
Oh,
That's a golden idea. We'll do that this week, being we're not doing the NFL shit. We'll do a water bracket.
And give me your top 16 waters.
No,
We
we'll do top
we
8.
have to do
Top 8
60.
waters.
But my
Ice
bracket
Mountain.
made for 16.
Evian, Fiji, Candy Ojai.
Smart water.
Propel,
Fiji water. Ooh, Propel.
Bubbly, La Croix,
See, that's like
Aquafina, Ice Mountain.
Nivea, or Evian.
Yeah, Evian.
Uh,
Dasani.
what's the other one? Aquafina.
Yeah. Gross Coke.
1, 2,
Gross
3,
Coke.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 9. How many do we want to go? I think 8's probably solid.
yeah, for waters, since you could definitely take out like
Would you
Propel
consider
or the flavored waters.
is Propel water?
For sure. It's
The
flavored
name.
water. It's water.
Fitness
Propel
water.
is more water than LaCroix is.
What about vitamin water? That's more juice. Even though it
Yeah,
says-
vitamin water would not be water.
But
Coke had a
water
big
than
issue
the
with
name of
vitamin
it,
water too. Coke got in some trouble about that. There was more bad in their vitamin water than there was good coming out of it. From like cancer and stuff like that. Coke they've got a reputation
Another Coke
of.
product that's got a bad reputation? No.
Interesting.
Wait, the big bad evil Coke company having bad rap? No.
Big Bad Evil Coke Company, they were getting you essentially 1/5 of a line of cocaine in every Coke that you drank for 5 cents. Like, what more could you ask for?
All right, should we dive into the theory of the fizz, which Star's interested in? Engage. Tell me,
Yeah.
did you or did you not say this? Dasani makes a fizz sound when you open it.
I can confirm that was said out of my mouth last week.
Now, Gage, do you want to add anything to that before I give you my in-depth information, to which I lost my third pair of underwear to?
On top of, the fizz, it also creates bubbles. And in a natural ice mountain, or, Candy Ojai or any other fucking type of water.
What's this Candy Ojai water that you drink?
Candy Ojai,
Like
it's got the purple
Does it come
top.
out of the river next to your house?
Candy Ojai is fucking amazing. Look it up. But
Okay.
when you crack that Dasani and it fizzes up, also releases gas bubbles.
It's bad for the environment. How dare you?
No, it's not bad for the environment. It's bad for your fucking water that shouldn't just have salt and magnesium,
And bromine
potassium. Yeah, whatever the fuck else is in there.
I drink a bottle of vodka a weekend. Like, don't tell me my water's bad because it has bubbles in it.
Next time you're just trying to make your, what is it called, vodka tonic with the sparkling water, just use your Dasani because it's the same fucking shit with salt.
No, just piss in your vodka. It'll taste better.
I love it. All right, the verdict. After many hours of extensive research, here's my synopsis of this. Just Google it. It's as simple as that. It's all over the internet. The Dasani does indeed fizz when you open it because of the additives that they add to it. The verdict, Gage is once again vindicated.
Banger.
And I would also add this little side story. When reached out to about the fizzing sound of the water upon breaking the seal, a Coca-Cola representative said that the safety and quality of our products has been our top priority for more than 130 years, in a statement provided to Business Insider. And I would just like to add to that, it was especially important in the years 1903 and 1904 when they got busted for adding spent leaves of cocaine plants to their process and leaving trace levels of cocaine in their Coca-Cola. They really care about safety and the well-being of the people.
People just like to ruin a good thing. Again, you got that for free. Like, people are paying good money for that nowadays, and you just got it included in your Coke back then. Why ruin a good thing?
Here's what I'll add on the safety aspect of Coca-Cola. You don't really preach safety when your fucking mascot is a man-eating polar bear. I mean, there is not a more ferocious mascot out there. What, Pepsi-Cola? Who do they have? Britney Spears and Shakira for a little bit?
Yeah, they got hot chicks.
Yeah, and then you have Coca-Cola, man-eating polar bears as their mascot. What's safe about that?
How do you know they're man-eating? What if they're herbivores?
Have you seen an Antarctic polar bear eat anything besides seals and mammals and animals?
I don't think I've ever seen a polar bear eat a human.
That's because we're not allowed.
It's all over the internet.
The dome.
I just want to take this moment to make sure that we're all on the same page here. There's nothing more ferocious outside of a polar bear than a solar bear on a very sunny day. The solar bear on a very sunny day is as dangerous as it gets. I just want to make sure everybody knows that.
The solar bear is the next Pokemon. Okay, that was brain-breaking on a different level.
I'm glad you. I didn't know what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about the fact that the icebergs are melting or something, and all the pictures of polar bears have been very skinny and ferocious looking, very terrifying.
It's the
all right,
summer
hold on, you guys.
bear.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a Dasani.
Oh shit!
He's gonna go piss in his mouth.
This just got real.
So Dasani actually, they had another scandal. Let's see if I can. They had a recall hoax. So
What?
people were trying to say that they were letting parasites get into their water, and so there was some fake news website or something that was going around that said it essentially looked like a clear fish, and they're saying people were drinking Dasani and it was getting millions of people sick for drinking it.
Shit.
Turned out to
Sounds
be
like a
a
smear
hoax.
campaign to me.
Yeah, it was a hoax, but after their 2004 deal, I mean, it kind of made you wonder. I looked into it and I did confirm on factcheck.org that it is incorrect.
.org, that's a good one.
Yeah. The other thing was the plastic contamination, but essentially from the lids on their caps when they were manufacturing them, little shards of plastic, microplastics is what they're called, would break off and fall into the water bottle. And so, they'd find anywhere between 10.4 to some of them had, not many, but some had like 10,000 microplastics. But that wasn't just Dasani. That was all water companies everywhere. So,
But mostly Dasani, because that's who we're talking about in this.
yeah.
Exactly.
And the whole Coke in your Coke thing, I don't think that's actually 100% accurate. I don't think it was
it's
actually
accurate.
Coke leaves.
It was Coke in your Coke.
No, there was the coca leaf. Is that how you get cocaine? Maybe you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Okay.
And
All right.
that was back in the
I-
time when the
you-
doctors would actually just give you cocaine to get over like colds and shit.
Yeah, it was a
That's
different
true.
time.
And
were
they
good.
gave out meth like fucking candy too.
Why did we get so weak? We were such a strong country back then. I know we have like modern medicine and turns out it's addictive, but like they were happy.
Yeah, big pharma. They can't be on cocaine.
I'm going to say this without any actual knowledge of it, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here. I'd be willing to bet weed this day is more potent than meth was 120 years ago. I don't know that for a fact, but I'd be willing to bet money that that's the case.
When was
As
meth
far as-
originated?
What?
Yeah, look
Like
that
on
shit
how
up. I
high it
don't know.
got
Was
you?
meth
Or
not a thing 120 years ago?
Well,
when was meth
amphetamines
invented?
were. There's
That'd be an
amphetamines.
easy win for me.
Methamphetamine was difficult to make until 1919, when another Japanese chemist,
Cue the
Akari Ogata, streamlined the process.
music.
He used phosphorus and iodine to reduce the endephrine into a crystallized form, creating the world's finest crystal meth.
Damn.
So,
And his great
it was the
grandchild,
Japanese
Walter White.
Perfected it.
that perfected his process and made his great grandfather proud. What was it? Coke was actually the inventor of it. He was addicted to morphine in the war, and so he actually created Coca-Cola like as a substitute for morphine. That was his goal.
Yes.
So it came from like true, homegrown grassroots good guy.
Yeah, company just built off values.
Yeah, and it was something like an average line of Coke has about 50 milligrams of cocaine or something like that. And each Coke back in the day had roughly 9 milligrams of Coke. So it's about a fifth of a bump or a line.
So my take on that
It'd
is
have been about
probably
a bump.
right. So I'm
Yeah,
probably
so
right.
it gave you a little bit of pep in your step. I mean, they're just trying to help you get through the day when you were slinging shit at the farm. I don't know. Seemed like good homegrown people.
Scott, did you find your bottle of Dasani, or did your significant other throw it away like the trash it is?
Yeah, no, she threw it away like the trash it is.
Is there anything that you guys would drink Dasani over? Is there, like, Brandon would probably have a Dasani over a beer because he's a bitch.
Oh,
Oh, shots fired. Babe, give me a beer.
And the Dasani to wash it down.
I need to mix both. They're both gross. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't willingly drink a Dasani. It's one of those deals where, like, the apocalypse hits, and it's been about 6 months, and my water sources run dry. And I go to the gas station, and they're all out of soda because people took them. but the 16 cases of Dasani are left over, and I needed something to clear the lens on my glasses because I'm assuming that I need glasses now. I'd probably use Dasani for that. Actually, I have a beef with people in apocalypse shows.
Oh,
We
BudHole
can
beef.
get into that in a bit.
Me personally, I can't think of one single thing that I would rather drink Dasani than.
There's no way that that's true.
Yeah, I
No,
guess
but
if it's like a
gross shit.
would you rather situation, like my own diarrhea, sure.
Yeah, but something that you can.
But somebody else's diarrhea, maybe not. It's 50-50.
Yeah, but like anything that's an actual real drink that's out on the market, give me that over Dasani.
Totally agreed.
I
Like,
just have to drink something
I
else
can't
to
even
quench
think
my
of the
thirst.
worst thing that I've ever had, quite honestly. Like when I'm trying to compare anything that I can think of that's gross to Dasani, it's not even close. I'd much rather drink it. Like,
You know, there's actually some pretty nasty pineapple drinks out there.
Is this a BudHole beef?
I just
Yeah.
hate pineapple. Pineapple flavor is just nasty.
They say it's supposed to improve the flavor of an herbal substance.
Oh, really?
Caribou Lou. You ever had that?
No,
I don't think I have.
that's the caribou rum.
It's a Tech 9 song.
151 rum.
Pineapple juice and caribou. Malibu.
The Caribou.
Malibu's gross.
Yeah, no. Those
Yeah,
are
I
pretty.
definitely haven't had that one.
That is a good song. Man, there's some good bangers back in the day. That's what the kids say now, right? Bangers.
Yeah. Hits.
Something like that.
Yeah, there's some good bangers back in the day.
Well, I mean, I'm 31, so I don't really know what the kids say nowadays.
Yeah, and Gage, how old are you? 24?
24 and a half. Yeah, 24.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I'm glad Scott knows all our ages.
Scott doesn't even know how old we are. Aging my ass.
Scott's
Yeah,
not
make
even in
me
his
look like
podcast
the
anymore. He
fucking
just keeps
fuck.
bouncing out and bouncing back in.
yeah, my internet's going wanky.
It's like,
So back to my BudHole beef, people in zombie apocalypses. The reason they die so often is because they're so damn stupid. Like, you just get into a garage or let's say a store, a grocery store, and you get the door locked. And the zombies come and they pile up on the door and they're banging on the door and everything. And you stand there and you stare at it. And you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I just made it. I'm so safe. And then the door starts to crack. And you wonder, like, why the fuck didn't you, like, run into the back room and see if there's a back exit or something? Or zombies are piling up at the door and you just sit right in front of it and just hang out and chill until they fucking come in. People are so dumb.
Oh,
set
yeah.
a booby trap. Get some fire. Do something.
Something. Don't just stand there, look at the door, and wait for it to break down. That's a reactive situation. Be proactive. At the BudHole here, we promote proactivity. So be smarter than zombie apocalypse people.
For show, for show.
I kind of feel like I'm in an apocalypse. I've been playing The Forest. I've been watching The Walking Dead, caught up on Fear the Walking Dead. There's now The Walking Dead Beyond that we're going to start watching here soon. COVID-19's killing the country. I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready when everybody else is. Let's get this over with, get the zombies rolling. I'm fine.
So this whole thing is unprecedented, right? Well, obviously there's been plagues a long time ago, but I read something that was interesting. It said, imagine if this happened 20 years ago, what would people be doing? Because you can't work from home. You couldn't do school from home. There's no Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, no phones, no social medias. We couldn't be talking on Zoom with each other right now. Like, this is the best time in our entire life that this could have happened to us. What would we have
I
been
suppose,
doing?
yeah.
Watching DVDs and playing Nintendo 64.
I
Yeah,
would
20
contend
years
that this is
ago.
just
I would have been hitting up, kindergarten for a couple hours a day and then heading back home and, probably watching some TV and eating some cereal.
Same.
I would pretend that this was just the best time to be alive, period.
True. 80s.
I guess you.
No.
Yeah. The 60s probably would have been kind of fun too. Right after the World
Yeah,
War.
but like all
you're
the
on top of the
technology.
world.
Yeah, that's fair. But like all the technology and shit right now.
It is the best time
Technology
to
and
live,
shit is
kinda.
cool, but it also like kind of traps us where we couldn't get away with some of the stuff our old folks did,
Like robbing
Yeah.
bank.
Your ancestors like, Ted Bundy and stuff. Like, how would he have gotten away with all his stuff if it wasn't for technology was around? He probably wouldn't have had a good time.
There's a reason they never caught Jack the Ripper.
That's true because it was so long ago.
Yeah, you could get away with anything back then. Nowadays, you can barely take a piss without your iPhone accidentally sending a Snapchat to all your friends.
And you can't
That
talk
was
about
not
anything.
an accident, Brandon.
Oh,
Not
my
accident.
bad.
Don't try to play that off like, oh, my phone did it. You fucking liar.
You get what I mean.
You get off on weird shit. That's what you mean.
Wow, there is that.
Boys, are we gonna use these recordings for anything? The videos?
Yeah, they're gonna go on the
Speaking
YouTube.
of, yeah, I was trying to upload the last one that we did to the YouTube, and those fucking videos come in hot, boys. Like, they're big audio files. They're huge. Like, it was going to take 4 hours to download. So then I dumped down the scale of the size of it, the quality to be as low as possible, and it was still going to be an hour and a half, and it timed out on me. So we'll get it figured out, but.
Do they have problems with guns?
What, YouTube?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Why?
What do you mean?
Do you guys want to see the newest attachment to the Ruger Charger 22?
Oh, don't put that on there. They'll definitely get rid of that.
I watch YouTube fucking videos all the time with guns.
Okay, well then why are you asking us?
Well, no, it's not the gun. It's your hair.
That's
Yeah,
the
it's
deadly weapon?
That's why the video didn't upload for Scott.
Really?
But
It was 2
however,
hours to get your hair pixels.
Here, let me fire up the lights. Because
however, we did kind of finish up all of our talkers. So since this isn't necessarily the greatest podcast material for people, maybe we'll finish things up here. And unless you guys have anything else to chat about.
Yeah, I think let's end it here, and we'll say, with that being said, why don't you all thank you so much for checking out this episode, and why don't you have a blessed day,
And I just want to say that if you enjoy Dasani water, you keep doing you. Live your life. We here at the BudHole do not want to tell you or anyone else how they should live their life. So keep drinking it. Tastes delicious. Stay refreshed and go jerk off.
Epstein didn't kill himself.